So we've signed up for our PrintNode account, and the next thing we need to do is download the software to connect to our printer. So I've already downloaded the software and I've started the installation here, and we are just going to go through and install this. I'm going to install it as a service and create a desktop icon, and it will just take a few seconds to install this on my local machine. And that's it installed. So it's now going to open the local web service, which currently it hasn't been able to load. There we go. So now I need to log into here. So now what we're going to do is go to printers, and I'm going to deactivate all except for this printer here, which is my laser in this office, like so. And I'm also going to turn off parallel printing, and that's just a preference from my printer, not anything else. And that's it. We are set up locally now, and that printer should be available in our PrintNode account. So we're going to head over to our PrintNode account, like so, and we're going to go down to devices, and you'll see that we're connected and it sees that printer. And then the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to load up my WordPress site. So I'm going to open a new tab, go to print, like so, go to my dashboard, and you'll see here I've got my plugins, and I'm going to install what I'll do first is my email. So I'm going to go to my SureMail SMTP. I'm going to grab the email that my outgoing connection uses, which is this one here, and I'm going to authorize that email in PrintNode. And the reason we're using email rather than the API is because it's universal. If you've got a different provider that accepts an email with an attachment, this will work with that rather than just PrintNode. If we're hardwired in PrintNode's API, it would just work with the API and just work with PrintNode. So back to PrintNode, we're going to go to emails and we're going to authorize a new email account. And that is email@techarticles.dev, and I'm going to add that to the white list. And you'll see now that it's on. And we have an email address down here, and that is the direct email to that printer in my office. So we're going to grab that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our WordPress dashboard. We're going to go to plugins. We're going to add plugin. Then I'm going to go upload plugin. And off screen, I'm going to grab a plugin from my repo. Like so. And we're going to install it. And all this does is this contains the SureCart parts of this and the bit to turn it into a PDF packing slip. Now it's quite a large plugin because it has PDF generators in it, and that's set up. Now I'm going to go to settings, SureCart packing slip, and I'm going to change this packing slip email address to the one we've just copied, and I'm going to push save. And effectively that is it. Our setup is now done. We are connected between SureCart and PrintNode. So I'm going to try and do this. So you see my printer is here. I'm going to go to my dashboard on my site, and what we're going to do is we're going to go to shop, and we're going to select a couple of items. I'm going to start with this UUPT test theme, which, although it's technically originally a digital product, I've changed it for this. I'm going to add some color variants to it. So I'm going to add one blue, and I'm going to add two yellow. I'm going to go to my shop again, and I'm going to add a copy of my great novel, and I'm going to add the ebook version. and I'm going to head over to my shop again, and this time I'm going to pick the one next to it, digital file, and we'll send the PDF version. Now, obviously, in this example, these are mainly digital products, but I've picked a selection of products with different variables so that you can see that it will use SKU units if needs be, quantity. It will use variations like the blue and the yellow, but it will equally use price ID name if there's nothing for that, to make it easier for you to do your packing. So we've got our checkout here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the United Kingdom, and then I'm just going to put some random details in here and a made up postcode. And I'll put purchase, like so. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open my print queue and hope that I can catch this as it comes through. So you see it's starting to finalize. And there you go, packing slip has come through to my print queue and is going to pop out of my printer. You won't be able to hear it because of the noise cancelling, but my printer is now running. And we can test that that is the case by going to our dashboard, going to our settings and SureMail, going to our logs, viewing our email and viewing the attachment. And you'll see in our attachment we've got a packing slip with our order ID, the customer email address, the date it was generated and time it was generated, a ship to address, and the items we ordered, and that it's a SureCart packing slip. And that's what's come out of my printer. And that's basically how this works. It is an integration that captures the checkout process, converts it into a PDF using DOMPDF, and then emails that to, in my case, PrintNode via an email address, and it comes out my printer. My printer does technically support direct printing, and I haven't tried that yet. And I might do that as a follow-up and append that to this video or put a post on the site. But yeah, it's quite possible. And I chose email rather than API, so it was more universal. Thanks for watching. Please do like and subscribe to the channel.